We've had some like pretty freaking weird weather lately. Yesterday was like 10, 12 degrees, super warm. We go from plus 12 to minus 17 in less than 24 hours. And we go from like raining and warm to snowy and freezing cold. So I gotta bundle up. Anyway, we are going to do a pull day, and I'm going to be doing my third week in my deadlift kind of progression. I'm not following any specific progression. I'm just using my own intuitive knowledge in terms of progression on strength training. But sometimes I consider deadlifts more of a lower body exercise, because for me, when I really push sets to failure on deadlifts, I tend to feel my hamstrings and my glutes really sore the next day. Like that's where I feel it the most. My back can usually handle a pretty heavy load. Like if I were to do rack pulls, I could probably do at least 100 pounds more. I think most people could. But yeah, I think splitting up your deadlifts from your actual leg day is a great idea, because or unless you have 2 leg days, you could do that. But yeah, throwing squats and deadlifts together on the same day is very taxing on the nervous system. And you know, that's kind of why I'm doing deadlifts. Like I'm not really doing deadlifts for the sole purpose of like trying to reach a max number or like trying to increase like overall strength. I am lifting less now than I did a couple years ago. I avoided deadlifts for a very long time, and I think it's time to throw them back in, because I do believe that the overall, stimulation on your nervous system and that overall stress load that it gives you correlates to a lot of other forms of exercise that we can do. I think sometimes we can become wussies with the type of exercises that we're doing and the amount of weights that we're pushing. So I find deadlifts allow me to kind of bring back that intensity, because it is a very intense exercise.
Is not going as I planned. Originally, I was aiming at 385 for 3 sets of 3, but I did not make that happen today. Instead, 1 set of 6, 1 set of 5, and let's call it into existence and say we're gonna get 5 again.
All right, you know what? Today is a freaking good day, because today I don't have any appointments or any like obligations to like tie me down from like having this schedule that I want to have. So I'm getting a morning lift in, and I'm gonna be able to work out fasted, which is something I haven't been able to do for a very long time. Like I'm a huge advocate for morning workouts.
Usually at the end of my back day, I like to do a set of barbell good mornings, because I find that's one thing that really strengthens my lower back, like completely isolates it the way that you would feel it in a deadlift. So probably going to end off with that, but my lower back is pretty taxed, and I think that that's the limiting factor in my deadlifts feeling a little bit smoother, and maybe some carbs this morning too, but that's whatever. Anyways, on to the next back exercise, which I need to check in my coaching app. Hammer strength, chest supported row.
So today I get to try, I picked up these Electrolyte electrolytes yesterday. And of course, if you are a morning workout advocate, electrolytes are gonna be key for you. It's gonna help you with your pump and obviously muscular contractions, and obviously staying hydrated throughout your workout. But this one I picked up because it has 500 milligrams of sodium and 200 milligrams of potassium, which is awesome. It's also got glutamine, vitamin C, some like coconut water, 375 milligrams of magnesium. So like the doses are not low. Watermelon. This is one of my favorite pre-workouts, 12 Strong Bold Nutrition pre-workout. 10 grams of glycerol, 6 grams of citrulline. They got 3 grams of creatine, which I already take other creatine, but that's great as well. And then of course, 3.2 grams of beta alanine, everyone's favorite ingredient. But yeah, great pump pre-workout. Of course, there's caffeine. And for caffeine, we're looking at 300 milligrams, and that's 2 servings. So, So that's great. We're gonna take that with our electrolytes and we'll be good to go.
How's it going today? Not too bad. It's all right if you go in front of it. So no hammer strength row, but this will do just fine. I feel like I need a foot pedal or something.
watermelon Hydra. Let's give it a go. Yum. One thing that's on my mind that I really want to just say is that, you know, people always talk about money. That's like the main objection, right? And I find it kind of crazy because they'll spend money on things that take their health in the other direction, but they won't spend $1 on something that's going to better their health, make them, you know, look better, feel better, you know, in the best shape that they've ever been in. They won't spend $1 on it. But when it comes to fast food, alcohol, going to bars, they'll spend endless amounts of money. It still amazes me that people expect that, like, I'm only gonna charge $50 for me to, like, help you lose, you know, 50, 60 pounds, and like and you've been stuck for years, and you expect to change with $50? You know, that's just what's crazy to me. And if I set my price points down to what a lot of people who reach out expect them to be at, I would, first of all, I wouldn't have a business. I would have just like a side hustle that isn't really a hustle. And I would get a lot of people signing up who just wouldn't see results, right? So if you're seeing this, the less I charge for my program, the less effective my program becomes. And it kind of goes the other way, right? Like, the more I charge, the more quality of people and customers I'm going to get. Guaranteed, everyone who signed up is going to get results, because there's a lot of money at stake. And that's one of the reasons why hiring a coach is actually very beneficial, because you have money on the line that you need to put to use, right? Like, it's an investment that you need to make sure you get your return on, right? So if your investment is only $50, you would lose $50 on anything, right? You'd go to the grocery store and buy something that you might not eat that week, and it just goes bad and you're covered. So that's, you know, it's not something worth losing, right? If the going gets tough, you'll give up. But if it costs a little bit more, you're not going to give up, right? When it gets tough, you're going to be thinking about, oh man, you know, I've got so much money put into this, I really got to get something out. You know, I hired a coach to help coach me coach people and run my coaching business, and it paid off because I paid a lot of money for that, and I just felt like I had to follow through. I had to reach the targets that I set out to reach, because I invested a lot of money, and if I didn't, I just basically took money and threw it in the trash can. So that's kind of how I view my coaching program as far as like the pricing goes. I think a lot of people just don't think about those things. They don't, I mean, not a lot of people have a business mindset, so I don't blame them for not really understanding. But I think sometimes people forget that, like, this is my full-time job. Some people always ask me, when they fill out the application, they kind of have like a spot to ask some questions. They always ask me, you know, what else do you do? You know, what do you do for a living? And I'm literally like, this is it, bro. Well, we are here at the gym. I don't want to get out of the vehicle, but anyways, rant over. Let's go deadlift.